morning, students. Welcome back to the YouTube channel of Venus Public School. Um Yesterday we have finished chapter number 13 of class 7th, which is motion in time, in which we have studied what is motion, how motion can be assessed in terms of slow and fast motion. We have discussed relative motion. Motion is a relative quantity. We have discussed measurement of time. Then we discussed speed, how we will be able to calculate speed, how mathematically we can express it. We have solved some numericals to see, to understand how what is the speed, how it is calculated mathematically. We have discussed uniform and non-uniform speeds as well. After that we have discussed uh, devices that is used to measure the distance and speeds. After that we have discussed the most important topic, which was distance and time graph. We have discussed three main important things we need to keep in our mind while we are drawing the distance and time graph. And we have solved one graph also, one question also, and that is it for the last chapter. Now we'll be continuing with the third chapter of our syllabus, which is chapter number 3, that is the structure of matter. And as I told you in the beginning that we have divided all these things, because science has been divided into three sections, that is physics, chemistry and biology. So first part of yours was related to biology, and then second chapter which we have taken was related to physics. Now the third chapter, which is quite important chapter, it comes under the category of chemistry. Clear? So this chapter is related to chemistry part of science, and this is again a very important chapter, as this is the beginning of uh, yours to start understanding the differences, the basic differences between the three. Clear? That is physics, chemistry and biology. So this is here we are going to start the first chapter of chemistry from your syllabus, and which is structure of matter. Clear? So let us begin. First of all, we need to understand what is matter. Clear? So to understand this, let me tell you some basic things and basic terms which you might have heard about. There is a Sanskrit term tattva. Clear? So you might have when we look around. Okay, when we look around, we see large variety of things having different shapes, size, textures, uh, appearances. Okay, shine, blur. There are so many properties associated with all the things which are all around us. Clear? And everything in the universe around us is made up of matter. Clear? So the scientific term which is used for each and everything which is all around us is matter. Clear? So like this pen, this paper, this table, scale. Okay, all these things are different, like looks different. Clear? Everything has its own different property, everything around us has its own different use. So all these things under a common name, they all are called matters. Clear? Everything around us is matter. Clear? Now not only the things which we are able to see, the things which we are not able to see, like air, cloud. Clear? Microorganisms which we are not able to see through naked eyes. Clear? And water droplets, water vapors, gases, chemicals. Okay, so there are so many things which are all around us, which we are able to see, which we are not able to see, are comes under the category of matter or tattva. Tattva is a Sanskrit word which you might have heard like many a times. Clear? So all these things are tattva or matter. Clear? Now as we look around us, uh, like that occupies space. So the thing, so how we can like define matter. Okay, so the thing that occupies space and have mass. Clear? So the thing have mass and occupies space. is called matter. Clear? So scientifically, how we can define it? We can say that everything or anything that have mass and occupies space is called matter or tattva. Okay, like for example, liquefied petroleum gas, LPGs. Clear? LPG. What is LPG? LPG is the common gas which we like all of us used to use in our homes for cooking purposes. Clear? So what is LPG? Liquefied petroleum gas. You might have heard about it in the previous classes. So what is LPG? LPG is a liquefied petroleum gas. That means a gas which is compressed and converted into form of liquid. Okay, and it is used for cooking purposes or for different purposes. But here what we are saying is here two three like forms of matter is considered here. But what we need to understand about the LPG is for this example is that LPG gas cylinder has mass, okay, and it obviously occupies space. So whatever gas is filled in that cylinder has mass as well as it occupies space. So we can call it a matter. Clear? Like yourself, you yourself has mass and you yourself occupy some space in the room. Oh, okay, so you yourself is a matter. Clear? Or tattva. So we are clear. Are we clear with the definition of matter? And few examples, like everything around us is the example of, including us is the example of matter. Clear? Now yes, of course, and matter can be of any state. Clear? It could be of liquid state, it could be of liquid state, it could be of solid state, liquid state, or gaseous state. Clear? Because gases also, solid and liquid, that we can see, we can feel, okay, we can identify by seeing, okay, but gas is something which we are not able to see. Clear? Sometimes. Clear? So gas, but as gas also occupies space when it is when we compress it and when we try to fill it, like the air in your the air in the tires of vehicles. Okay, so in those tires, air is filled after compression with the speed of that with the use of that compressor which is used to fill air in your tires, in the vehicle tires. So so that air also occupies space and have some mass. Though that mass is quite very less and negligible, but still it has some mass and it occupies space, so that's why it would be considered, the gases also would be considered as matter. Clear? Now let me remind you the things which you might have learnt in previous class. So for the first time, Maharshi Kanad, okay, Maharshi Kanad, Indian philosopher, he was not a scientist, he was a philosopher. Clear? So he thought, he gave the idea that everything around us is made up of something which is a composition of minute particles. Clear? So everything around us is made up of something which is a composition of very small minute particles. Okay, and he Maharshi Kanand gave that small particles a name called Parmanu. Okay, he gave a name Parmanu to all these small particles out of which everything around us is made up of. Okay, this was his philosophy. This was his, because he was a philosopher, he was a thinker, so he thinks like that, and that too many years ago. Okay, and after that, after his theory, his philosophy, many years later, a scientist in the 19th century, John Dalton, okay, he gave the atomic theory. Okay, he gave the atomic theory, Dalton's atomic theory, and according to him, everything around us is a matter, and all the things are made up of small minute particles. Clear? And he gave them the name atom. Okay, so Parmanu is a Sanskrit word again, which is given by Indian philosopher for the first time, and after many years of his theory, his philosophy, Maharshi Kanand's philosophy, John Dalton, who was a scientist in 19th century, he gave again a theory, experimental theory, according to which everything around us is matter, and matter is made up of atoms. Clear? So this is the theory which we have which India presented around the world, and among the world, and then later on the world start working on it, thinking over it, and they reach to the final conclusion that everything around us is made up of atoms. Now, atoms, what are atoms or Parmanu? Atoms or Parmanu is very small, okay, very small particles, like, because you know there are the matter which is around us is of different shape and sizes, clear? Everything around us is matter, and matter could be of different shapes and sizes, clear? Like an ant, okay. So the organelles or the organs which are present in the body of a ant, you can imagine how small they are, and they are also occupying space, and they are also having mass. So basically they are also again they are made up of atoms. So you can imagine how small atom could be, how small a atom could be. Or let us consider the planets. Let us consider Jupiter as a planet, or let us consider Earth as a planet, Earth as a matter, clear? So just imagine how big Earth is, and how big those particles, big or small those particles are, which we call atoms, out of which all these things, the big or small as well, they are composed of, clear? So basically atoms have a very large range of size, clear? Like it can be as small as we are not able to see them through naked eyes, and it is as big as we cannot imagine, clear? So this is the wide range of size of an atom, clear? But the conclusion is everything around us is tattva or matter, and matter could be a solid, liquid, gas, okay, and the thing which occupies space and have mass is called matter, and every matter is made up of atoms or Parmanu, okay. So the smallest entity of any matter is atom, clear? Now let us take some examples to understand how we can there are some few more examples through which we can understand what is matter, okay. So let us see. Gold, we all are aware of what is gold, okay. We all have seen these gold ornaments, gold bangles, rings, everything around us, okay, gold biscuits, everything, okay. So gold is the pure matter, clear? Pure matter, like it does not have any other matter in it, okay. Gold, it is the purest form of matter, purest form of one kind of matter, clear, which does not have any other kind of matter in it. So the chemical symbol, the scientific symbol, the scientist through which they used to call it, they used to know it, it is chemical symbol, okay. The chemical symbol of gold is Au, okay. So gold, any of the gold ornament, any of the gold object is made up of Au atom, okay, or we can say one Au atom, okay. The smallest entity of any gold substance or any gold ornament or any gold object, any object which is made up of gold, is one atom, the smallest entity we are talking about, okay. One Au atom, that means one gold atom, clear? Let's talk about iron. So let us talk about a nail which is made up of iron, and the smallest entity, iron, the chemical symbol of iron is Fe, clear? Fe is the chemical symbol, chemical representation of, it is a symbol used to represent iron, clear? Fe. So suppose an iron nail, here we are talking about ornament, okay, or let's say a ring, gold ring, okay. A gold ring is made up of, the smallest entity in a gold ring is one gold atom, and iron nail, okay. Iron nail also composed of many numerous, like huge number of atoms, huge number of small particles. When these small particles combines together, they form gold as a metal, okay, or iron as a metal, and we can mold gold into the ring or iron into the nail, and thus one Fe atom would be considered as the smallest entity, okay, of the iron nail. That means one atom is used to make that matter, which is nil, which we can see or identify. Clear? So this is a matter. Matter is made up of atoms. Okay. So these are pure substances. Gold and iron are pure substances. Now let us talk about water. So one drop of water, one drop of water is made up of, can we say one water atom, one atom of water? No. Why? Because water have two substances in it. Water is a mixture of two substances. Water is a combination of two substances, that is hydrogen, two molecules, two atoms of hydrogen plus one atom of oxygen will give you H2O. Okay, hydrogen and oxygen. As we know, the molecular formula or the chemical representation of water molecule is H2O. Okay, so when we say one molecule, okay, so this forms one molecule. This is one molecule, and one molecule have three atoms. How three atoms? 1 plus 1 plus 1. So three atoms of different substances. Three atoms of different substances like hydrogen and oxygen. Clear? So it is at this point it looks bit complicated how these are made up of only one type of atom, whereas here we are using two different kind of atoms and we used to combine them, and what is molecule here, what is the atom here. So it looks bit confusing. To clear our confusion, we will be continuing the chapter, and we will divide or bifurcate the matters into three main categories, that is elements, compounds and mixtures. Okay, so tomorrow we are going to discuss all these three things, like how matter is divided into these three things, and these three things are based upon these type of combinations of atoms. Clear? So now, okay, see you tomorrow.